The Splitforce is going to be heading out of the wood yard here really soon, and I want to wrap up kind of my test and review with this. But a lot of people have said the vertical splitters really shine with big wood, and I have a couple huge rounds here that we can play around with. I'm not even going to try to put these on the lug lift. We're going to lift these up with the tractor, try to get them straight onto the table and split them up. And of course, big wood is one thing, and then precision is another with the vertical splitters. And the more I use this, the more I realize the precision is where the value really lies in these things. I broke up some rounds the other day where I was able to make like 1.5 inch thick pieces, which will dry out a lot quicker, but they were like the full width of 6 to 8 inch rounds. So I was kind of able to make some larger pieces of wood, but keeping them very thin so that they'll dry out quicker. I just like having the variety, and then of course being able to split up whatever size you want for pizza ovens or barbecue wood or even mini fire pits, whatever you want to do. These make it really easy to do versus the horizontal splitter that I've had for a couple years now. You just don't have as much flexibility, and even though you can do many of the same things, it's just not as easy to do because on this one, the single wedge is right in front of you. You can line it up and aim it exactly where you want it. And then the last point is there's much less waste with the vertical splitter. And I've been using this thing a bunch here lately, and this pile of debris on the ground in front of me is really all that there has been so far, where if you compare what we do with the multi-way wedge on the Wolf Ridge, I can create a wheelbarrow full of waste in a matter of 20 or 30 minutes. So it's just night and day in terms of like how you use them and what you get out of it. I think if you're just going purely for production and you didn't really care what size, what shape the wood, that's going to be my choice with as big a wedge as it can handle. 6-way wedge is the biggest one I have. And if you've got straight grain wood and it's the right size for a 6-way wedge, you can just blow right through it and it's super fast. But over here, if you're trying to produce a higher quality product and you want to have a uniform size, shape, whatever, this is going to be the machine. Wow, look at this thing. The next one's even bigger, and it's going to be a beast to move around up here. Oh well, we'll figure it out. lot of wood from one round. I did just move the splitter in this position. I turned it just slightly because the ground's not perfectly flat. There's a high spot where the pedal was, so I needed to adjust the turnbuckle that's back here to raise the pedal up. If the pedal can't completely bottom out on its stroke, then it's not going to release full pressure to the wedge. So a couple of the times that piece got stuck was because of that. It took me a minute or so to kind of realize that and make the adjustment. And after I did that, I didn't have as much of an issue. cow, that was a job. Could you imagine doing that on the vertical splitter? Even if you got it up there upright, it went through the wedge, you would still have to pull those pieces, several 100-pound pieces, back across the wedge to resplit it. I'm not even going to try that. Initially, I thought I was going to do a video where I'd get a couple big rounds like that and do one on this machine, do one on the horizontal. I'm not even going to try it. I don't have the strength. And every single piece I would have to pick back up, probably with the tractor, and get it on the other side of the wedge to resplit it. And this is the way to go for big wood. There would be no other way for me to do this kind of thing other than the traditional you know, homeowner style tip up vertical splitter, where you're doing it down on the ground, and I would still need the tractor to manipulate the round and move it, because it was several 100 pounds. I'm not moving it. But on the table here, I could get just enough energy behind it to slide it around where I needed it for the most part. That was a big round. I should have put a tape measure across it. But I know when I cut that with my 20-inch saw, I had to cut it both directions. So it's at least 34 to 36 inches, probably even more. And anyway, that's just a big round. I don't want to go into the business of splitting rounds like that on an everyday basis, because that is work. I'll take your 6 to 8 inch stuff all day long and make 4 to 6 pieces of wood out of it. Way easier to do. I am sweating after all that work. I'm not supposed to be working that hard. That was fun though, doing something that I've never done before with a machine that is new to me, getting a good feel for it. I enjoyed it. Hope you guys did too. Give me a thumbs up, and until next time, hope you have a good one. I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.